Hello again. Today I have new video for you. It's another tournament game, and this one was fun one because I got completely outplayed in the opening, but eventually I managed to take over. So first I will skip ahead a bit because what happened here is that I just lost few pieces with nothing in return. But here was first interesting moment. I have a scout here, and I can scout this piece, but I figured, okay, we're just opening up, and he wouldn't, first of all, bring high piece so early in the game, and second of all, let me scout it so easily. So I restrained from it for now. As it turned out, it was very strong piece. Anyway, let's move on and see how I lose a couple more pieces. That will be fun to watch. Okay, so now I'm just down to sergeants. That's not so bad, but trust me, it will get worse. It will get a whole lot worse. And when we were still in the opening, I thought that I'm just like that lost already. Here it was a colonel, so interesting that he let me scout it. Yeah, and here I'm down to captains, down to sergeant, and up a lieutenant. The only good thing is I know 3 of his mid pieces, so if I can somehow pick them up, then maybe we're even. But yeah, at this point I thought, okay, the game is already over and we're just on move 54. So yeah, at this point I probably wasn't playing anything near to objectively good play. I figured that since he took 2 of my captains, a captain is gonna come in the center, so I was very careful about my lieutenant. And immediately there's a captain, so yeah. And here I made another mistake. I gave him pretty much free lieutenant, and there is not much I can do with it. If he goes down, as he did, and here, he can force me due to free square rule to his colonel, then he can take it, and all of those pieces are no, so even though he takes the lieutenant and loses a piece, if I want to regain it back, I have to use my general to do it, and yeah, then I'm down a captain, up to lieutenant, down to sergeant, and he knows my general. So yeah, luckily he didn't do it. So that was the first good thing happening in the game. Now second good thing, I got another lieutenant and scouted the major. And at this point, I felt okay. I am very badly on material, but I know quite few of his mid pieces. So the way I thought about it is he's gonna have to try to either trade them or hide them behind the high pieces. So I expected him to at some point bring out the high pieces. So that's why I sort of got pieces in the position that I can survive attack. Also, here was one bad moment. I tried to make a route for the captain, but I didn't know how to get it out. I felt like he was just gonna go take it with another piece. So I just had to go here, and luckily he took it. If he wouldn't, and how do I do this? Never mind. If he wouldn't take it, if he would just go, if he would just let it be, he would then know that the captain is guarded and that he has to worry about this piece. So luckily, I got a major, and at this point, I don't feel so bad. I'm still pretty badly on the material because I have a major for 3 captains, and 3 captains is a lot of captains. So yeah, but from this point, I kind of understood what's going on. I thought, okay, I can smash in the center with the general, get at least 1 captain, and the only way it would be all right is if this is a strong piece. So I let it be for now, but I kept an eye on this piece. So yeah, we're now just playing. I'm going up with a known colonel, and yeah, so far not much is happening. I'm not sure what this is, so I respected it. And I want to hit it with lieutenant because I feel like he showed the 2 captains, a major, general, sorry, a colonel. The only piece that it would be is either very strong or lieutenant, kind of lieutenant or lower. And now this piece came here, and I already had an eye on that piece that it might be something strong because it was guarding literally everything in the center. So yeah, but what was interesting, he just put it here, and then I was like, okay, is this a strong piece? Should I go with my marshal for it? Should I go with my spy for it? I wasn't sure, and at the moment I thought that I want to have my spy ready for that piece. uh, I really was very suspicious about it. But at first, I just created some space so I can walk around with the pieces. Also, here was interesting moment. I came up with minor because he didn't move this piece, and I often do that. And if I have front row major and I have some sort of advantage and no pieces, I don't want to move that piece because that would be an additional target, and I let my opponent think it's a bomb. And I expected this to either be a bomb or a major, so yeah, the fact that it was Surgeon was kinda unfortunate. Anyway, let's move on. He's now doing something over here. I didn't buy that it was anything worthwhile, so I just put a major here and that's that. And I still wasn't sure what to expect of this piece. And yeah, he's now attacking captain. And here was very weird moment. Now he basically sold that this is a strong piece, because I was already suspicious about this piece for many reasons. But now he allowed me to two square it with my colonel. He knows this colonel. He knows I know this colonel and this captain. So the only way this would make sense is if this piece could capture a colonel. So yeah, I already knew what was up, and he even trapped it. Like, this is very weird. And I felt, okay, now might be a good time to use the spy as the marshal to go up, 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 and threaten to his colonel. And let's see what he does. But to my surprise, he just let it go. Let me capture that captain. So I did happily, and I already knew that this is either marshal or general. I wasn't sure which one, but I knew it's one of those. Yeah. And now something in the center, not much. And here was also interesting moment. I don't know this piece, but I'm suspicious about this piece, and I felt like, okay, he's gonna capture one of those pieces, and the other one is gonna give me intel. He was gonna give me intel, and the other one is gonna survive and go somewhere in. And if I were him, I would hit with the marshal, because what he did is he hit with colonel, and this might be very well a marshal. I mean, I used so many mid pieces in the center and low pieces that there aren't that many other pieces available. So he just risked a colonel like that. But I didn't have a problem with it. It was just weird. So now the only thing I have to watch out is his marshal coming in for my major. I decided to stop him like this. Yeah, and he doesn't know which is marshal, which is spy. It Both of them might be bluffs, but this one is already something that. I mean, when I went with this piece up, it was when sorry, it was during a moment when it would make sense to do it with marshal. So yeah, I think he somewhat believes that this is a marshal, so he's not gonna risk a colonel. Anyway, since I know he's marshal, I decided to attack with my general. I prepared it for a bit, and I hope to pick up one or two pieces and then trade the generals, because once I trade the generals, then my majors and colonel is free to go for attack, and I have extra major, so that is big problem. And we traded, so I was like, okay, let's go attack. And now I put the major here. The idea is if he goes down with captain, I defend it with my major. But still, if he goes down with captain, he risks losing it to marshal, because this is... I think at this point he was already somewhat sold that this is marshal. But yeah, anyway, we keep going. And here, when he went here with his captain, I felt, wow, you know what would be really cool if I put colonel here. Because if I put colonel here, he can't move his marshal, at least not safely, and the only way he's gonna be able to go back is by giving me this captain. So I was like, okay, for mission number one is getting this colonel here. If I'll manage to do that, then he's just so squeezed and my majors will just eat him alive. So yeah, I did something on the side and eventually I got here. And here I was like, okay, I cannot lose. This position is pretty much unlosable. Even though I'm down so many mid pieces and so many low pieces, I felt like this is unlosable because he's just so cramped and I didn't see good plan for him. And I'm just gonna attack with my majors. Yeah. And here he finally broke down because he didn't see what to do. And he already, at least in my opinion, he already kind of believed that this was Marshall. So he was like, okay, let's just risk it. It's gonna be the Marshall, and then I'm free to do something. Well, that didn't work out. So now he's trying a bit more, but that just won't be enough. I picked up this captain. He gave me this captain, and here he resigned because his whole advantage is gone, and we are gonna trade majors, then probably colonels. I'm gonna pick up one of these two pieces in the process. The other one is gonna be probably a major. So here he resigned, and yeah, this was a really cool game because this is a fine example of how bad start doesn't mean it's gonna end badly. And yeah, I made few mistakes this game, like the obvious ones. Uh, Here was one that I should have scouted the piece right here. This was one of my mistakes, I think. I mean, although it's unorthodox to scout pieces in the opening expecting they will have high value, the scout is kind of blocking my captain here, so maybe I wanna go up, trap his lieutenant, and this is kind of in the way. So this was another reason for me to fire it up. But yeah, this was the game. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.